Welcome back to our channel, where we explore the lives and philosophies of some of the greatest thinkers in history. Today, we dive into the life of Lucius Annaeus Seneca, a prominent Roman Stoic philosopher whose teachings remain influential to this day. We'll uncover key aspects of Seneca's life, explore 5 essential lessons he imparted, and see how he overcame personal challenges through the principles of Stoicism. So, sit back, relax, and let's embark on this philosophical journey together. Lucius Annaeus Seneca, often known simply as Seneca, was born around 4 BCE in Córdoba, modern-day Córdoba, Spain. Raised in a wealthy and influential family, Seneca was exposed to the finest education available. His father, Seneca the Elder, was a noted orator, ensuring that young Seneca received rigorous training in rhetoric and philosophy. Seneca's early career saw him move to Rome, where he quickly rose through the ranks due to his intellectual prowess and oratory skills. He served as a tutor to the future Emperor Nero, which would later shape his destiny in unexpected ways. Seneca's influence grew as he became an advisor to Nero, playing a crucial role in the administration of the empire. Despite his closeness to power, Seneca's life was not free from danger. Accusations of conspiracy and political intrigue often surrounded him, testing his stoic resolve. Stoicism, founded in Athens by Zeno of Citium, emphasizes the development of self-control and fortitude as a means to overcome destructive emotions. The philosophy teaches that we should live in harmony with nature and accept the moment as it presents itself. Seneca embraced these principles wholeheartedly. He believed that true happiness is found in the pursuit of virtue and wisdom, rather than material wealth or external success. One of Seneca's core teachings is the power of the mind to shape our perception of the world. He argued that our thoughts and attitudes determine our experiences, not external circumstances. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. At first glance, this might appear to be a simple observation about human nature. However, a deeper exploration reveals a harsh yet liberating lesson about the nature of our thoughts and the unnecessary suffering we inflict upon ourselves. The power of the mind. Seneca's statement underscores the immense power our minds hold over our experiences. Humans possess a unique ability to imagine future scenarios, recall past events, and construct elaborate narratives about their lives. While this capacity for imagination is a source of creativity and problem-solving, it also opens the door to self-inflicted suffering. Consider how often we find ourselves worrying about potential future events that may never come to pass. We imagine the worst-case scenarios: failing a crucial exam, losing a job, facing rejection, or experiencing a catastrophic event. This kind of thinking can consume us, causing anxiety, stress, and even physical symptoms like insomnia and tension headaches. Yet most of these imagined disasters never occur. We suffer through these events in our minds, multiple times, even though they may never happen in reality. The harsh lesson: we are our own worst enemies. The harsh lesson Seneca presents is that we are often the primary source of our own suffering. This suffering arises not from actual events but from our thoughts and perceptions. By allowing our imaginations to run wild with fear and negativity, we create a mental environment that is far more hostile and painful than our external reality. For instance, someone might spend weeks dreading a public speaking engagement, visualizing every possible mistake and feeling the accompanying anxiety. When the actual event occurs, it often turns out to be far less daunting than anticipated. The real suffering lay in the weeks of mental torment, not in the few minutes of speaking. The reality of control. Seneca's wisdom calls us to examine the control we have over our thoughts. Stoicism teaches that while we cannot always control external events, we can control our responses to them. This involves recognizing when our imagination is leading us astray and actively choosing to redirect our thoughts. Practicing mindfulness and being present in the moment can help mitigate the tendency to dwell on imagined fears. By focusing on what is happening now, rather than what might happen, we reduce the power of our imagination to cause suffering. It's about grounding ourselves in reality and understanding that our mental projections are often distorted. Cognitive behavioral insights. Modern cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, aligns well with Seneca's insight. CBT emphasizes identifying and challenging negative thought patterns, recognizing that these thoughts can lead to emotional distress. By examining the evidence for and against our fears, we often find that our worries are exaggerated or unfounded. For example, if someone is anxious about an upcoming job interview, CBT would encourage them to list their qualifications and recall past successful interviews, countering the negative narrative of impending failure. This practical approach echoes Seneca's advice to focus on reality, rather than letting our imagination dictate our emotional state. 1. Embracing Stoic practices. To implement Seneca's lesson in daily life, we can adopt several Stoic practices. 2. Negative visualization. This involves briefly contemplating worst-case scenarios in a controlled manner. By doing so, we can diminish the fear of the unknown and appreciate the present. However, it's crucial to differentiate this from ruminating on these scenarios, which leads to unnecessary suffering. 3. Mindfulness and presence. Engage fully with the present moment. This reduces the tendency to dwell on future anxieties or past regrets. 4. Journaling. Reflect on your thoughts and experiences. Writing can help clarify what is real and what is imagined, offering a clearer perspective on our worries. 5. Reality testing. Regularly ask yourself if your fears are based on tangible evidence or mere speculation. Challenge the validity of your anxious thoughts. The liberating truth. Seneca's quote offers a liberating truth. Much of our suffering is within our control to alleviate. By recognizing the role of our imagination in creating unnecessary pain, we can take steps to cultivate a more rational and peaceful mindset. This does not mean we will never face real challenges or hardships, but it does mean that we can approach them with a clearer, calmer mind. Seneca often reflected on the fleeting nature of life. He urged people to live each day as if it were their last, emphasizing the importance of making the most of our limited time. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. By acknowledging life's impermanence, Seneca believed we could focus on what truly matters and lead more meaningful lives. Seneca viewed adversity as a natural and valuable part of life. He argued that challenges and hardships are opportunities for growth and self-improvement. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. This perspective encourages us to embrace difficulties rather than shy away from them, seeing them as chances to build resilience and character. Virtue was at the heart of Seneca's philosophy. He believed that living a virtuous life, defined by wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, is the path to true happiness. The good character is the only guarantee of everlasting carefree happiness. Seneca's teachings remind us that external success is fleeting, but a virtuous character endures and leads to genuine fulfillment. Seneca emphasized the importance of letting go of what we cannot control. He taught that clinging to desires or fears about things beyond our influence only leads to suffering. He who is brave is free. At its core, Seneca's quote suggests that true freedom is achieved through bravery. This isn't merely about physical courage or heroic deeds, but encompasses the courage to face life's challenges, uncertainties, and our own inner fears. Freedom, in this context, is not just the absence of external constraints, but the liberation from the internal shackles that bind us. The harsh lesson: fear as a self-imposed prison. The harsh lesson embedded in Seneca's quote is the realization that fear is often a self-imposed prison. Many of our limitations and suffering stem from the fears we harbor within ourselves: fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of change, and fear of the unknown. These fears restrict our actions, paralyze our decision-making, and prevent us from living fully. For instance, Someone might stay in an unfulfilling job or relationship due to fear of the unknown or fear of failure. This lack of courage to confront and overcome these fears results in a life constrained by invisible, yet powerful barriers. Such a person might have the potential for greater happiness and fulfillment, but fear holds them back, keeping them trapped in a state of perpetual dissatisfaction. Embracing bravery. To achieve true freedom, one must cultivate bravery. This involves more than just a single act of courage. It requires a consistent and deliberate effort to face and overcome fears. Bravery, in the Stoic sense, is about developing the inner strength to endure hardship, confront uncomfortable truths, and make difficult decisions. Practical steps to cultivate bravery. Self-reflection. Regularly reflect on your fears and identify how they limit your actions and choices. Understanding the nature of your fears is the first step towards overcoming them. Gradual exposure. Confront your fears incrementally. Start with small, manageable steps that gradually increase in difficulty. This method, often used in cognitive behavioral therapy, helps desensitize you to your fears over time. Stoic practices. Embrace Stoic practices such as negative visualization, which involves contemplating potential challenges and adversities in a controlled manner. This prepares the mind to handle difficulties with composure and bravery. Focus on virtue. Align your actions with core Stoic virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. When your actions are guided by virtue, you gain the strength to act bravely, despite fear. Mindfulness and presence. Cultivate mindfulness to stay present in the moment. Fear often arises from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. By focusing on the present, you can reduce anxiety and approach situations with a clear, calm mind. The liberating truth. Seneca's quote offers a liberating truth. True freedom is not granted by external conditions but earned through inner bravery. By facing our fears head-on, we dismantle the mental prisons that confine us. This path is not easy. It requires continuous effort and resilience. But the reward is a life lived with greater authenticity, purpose, and freedom. As we reflect on Seneca's life and philosophy, let's remember that the essence of Stoicism lies in the application of its principles to everyday life. Whether we face minor inconveniences or major crises, Seneca's wisdom can guide us toward a life of resilience, purpose, and inner peace. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and teachings of Seneca. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more philosophical explorations. Until next time, stay curious and keep seeking wisdom.